Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So this is my app, and this is a section for adding a new article. So if we add a new article,
Can you try to zoom in
okay,
into
it's
your,
small.
yeah, in your browser? You can just try, I think. Yeah, that is fine.
So this one is added here. So here you can view the details of the article. Then you can edit it. There. Then you can also delete it.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
And can you take us through your code?
Okay. So this is my code. Yeah, so this is my Django app. It's called Django Lesson One site. So it has, I mean, it's the project. This is the project, and then this is one of the apps. I had the second app there. Yeah. So once I created that app, I registered it here in the settings. There, articles, and then I started to create the different. Okay, I had the model here. This is what my model looks like.
Okay.
Title, text, the dates. This was for showing the title in the Django admin. This is for example, if I'm creating an article after it has created, it should route me back to this page. In this case, it's the page which has all the articles, which is like the home page. And then I used the class-based views. Like, I was also confused by the time we finished the lessons, so I had to go back and try to study them, but I found them interesting once I got to understand how they work. Yeah, so we have different types of views that come with Django. For my project, I used the create view, which helps me to do the adding of a post. Then the list view,
Okay.
that's the one that we use for viewing all the articles. Then the detail view
Yeah.
helps to view a particular article. Then update, yeah, that one is self-explanatory for updating, and then that one for deleting. So in my class, for creating the articles, it inherits from this one. So we include the template name, which is my HTML file, which is the form which you saw for creating the article,
Okay.
which is right here in my templates folder. But inside the templates folder, there's another folder called articles. So I created another folder inside there called articles. Then inside there, that's where all my HTML files are. So that's why my template name has articles/articles. That's how we get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also the rest of the views are the same. Of course, we import the model, which we saw the other side, which is what we are applying here. Then this ordering here is really just for ordering the articles by the one which was added last. But you can also use the by date, but I didn't have the date. I didn't use the dates. I just used the IDs that are automatically assigned. Yeah, so those are the views. Then the templates. I don't know if you want me to show you the forms.
Yeah, I would love to see the forms also.
This is the this is the form for creating the article.
Okay.
The rest is really just the HTML. This is Bootstrap. I used some Bootstrap CSS, and then I used also my own CSS, which is in a static folder here.
Okay.
So articles CSS, articles.css, and then we use this. What do they call it?
The one you uploaded on line 2, because you load static
Yes.
and then you use it on line 13.
Yes, because it's not automatically loaded
Exactly.
with Django, just like if it's a URL, that one it automatically comes with Django, but static doesn't. So we have to load static here because we've called it here, otherwise it won't load. And then this CSRF token, I've forgotten what it is in full, but I read that it has something to do with security of the forms as they are on the site to avoid hackers having access to the information or something like that.
Okay.
And then form, there are different ways of calling the form instead of putting in the inputs and the labels and all. This Django template already comes with this. I don't know if it's a class or something or an object, but so there's form as paragraphs. So when I think when the form is created, they come out as paragraphs. So you can also have form as something else. I've forgotten the other options, but this is how we can fetch a form and then it's automatically created for us. Yeah. Let me get this one here. So this is the one that shows the list of the articles.
Okay.
So I used the for loop to grab the articles. So I said for article in object list. Object list is this is where this is the, I think it's sort of a keyword which is used to store these in Django. So that's why it is article in object list. So to get the different parameters of the each of the articles in this. So article.title right there, and then the text. Then these here are the links to the edit and delete buttons. I used an anchor tag, but they are buttons because I gave them that class. So this is how we write the href link, and it comes also with this tag URL, but this one is already embedded within Django, so we don't have to call it up there like call URL. That's the you can okay in the URLs for each of the views. There's a URL for each one of them, and you can call the URL, this one here, if you want.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
And also because in case you make changes to this link, you just have to come and make that change here instead of making that change on every page you've called that link. So yeah, so update your update article link. Maybe I can use better names, but yes. And then article.pk helps us to pick the actual article that we want to update. If we look, let me see, can I find it? Is it in here? Where does it? I don't remember where it. Yeah, so when you've applied migrations to your model, it automatically gives it an ID if it doesn't have, which becomes the primary key. So when we say article.pk, it gets the primary. PK is just really the primary key. In that case, it's the ID. So it gets the ID of that particular article. So once I've created all the URLs for each of the views that I have, so this was for the creating the views, viewing all the articles, getting the detail of each article, updating and deleting. I have to call these URLs via the main URLs of the whole project here, right here. So I have to create a path for them, which I did here. So it goes to articles.urls. So every URL that I call in article.urls is now reflected in the whole project here.
Okay.
Yeah. What haven't I talked about?
Oh, wow. You have actually exhausted the presentation at least.
Yeah, the images, maybe the images. So this is where it is saved. And the way I called it is really the same. Static, because it's under the static folder. Article/image, and then that image. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the presentation. Maybe just to give you a hint on maybe what you would have improved. there is a issue of template inheritance. Yeah, because I didn't cover it, but I thought you people would Google it up. In that, I saw in each template there are things that are repeating each other. That
Or having like extending a base template.
yeah, you look into it. Yeah, so that you may not do a lot of repetition, because in Django here there is a notion of not repeating ourselves. DRY.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Um,
I thought about it, but I
yeah.
guess I just became lazy to do it.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Then usually would they get in the models there is the get absolute URL, right? Um, that method get absolute URL. Fine. With the class-based views, it helps you to redirect after the object has been created, but usually sometimes if at all you want to kind of like identify a single article, it can also help you retrieve it if at all you define it well. Yeah, usually get absolute URL actually it is used to kind of like map to a single article, yeah. But with class-based views, they use it to redirect after an object has been created. So maybe you can just redefine it in another way, but basically, but it's okay how you have used it. But I just want to give you some background that usually it is used to kind of like return a single article or object, yeah. And so you have to specify
Yeah.
maybe the URL to that detail object, then also the ID, something like that. Then when we go to the views, when we go to the views, maybe even if it is the detail view, usually there is the okay. I saw you now, like for when you were outputting lists in the article, I saw you use the object list that holds all the objects in the what that are coming from your views. Yeah, but usually it is advisable to also kind of like give give actually that list of objects a name using the by 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 adding the context underscore object underscore name attribute on most of your classes, because sometimes if at all maybe uh, it helps you kind of like to unify the naming, but it's not emphasized. But if you want, you can actually give it a name that will bring out more meaning per se, yeah. Because
Yeah, I think that would be better.
yeah,
Sorry, you say context dot what? Context
it is
underscore what?
context. It's there,
Oh, that one.
yeah, that one.
Oh,
Then maybe you can equate it to a string of a string, and then maybe
right.
you just say at my articles. Then that is the one you'll be looping through in the template.
So when I go to the template, it should give me the same.
When you go to the template, you have to replace object list with you have to replace object list with my articles, yeah. It's just a formality for readability, yeah, but it can help you in the long
Yeah,
run.
I think
uh
this is good.
yeah, but apart from that, I really liked how exhaustively you used at least you try to venture into all parts of Django. Then when you go to urls.py, the one of the app, yeah, usually there is this notion of it's called namespacing in that okay, right now, though you have only actually, I saw you have two apps right now. There is
Yeah.
articles and meetups. But what if by coincidence in the meetups app there is also another template called maybe called index.html, and yet you also have and for some reason, okay, it is possible that you have in meetups you have index.html, but also in articles you have index.html. It is very, very possible to have the same names of templates. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
so if a scenario like that comes up, then Django will just output the one that maybe comes up first, which basically you're leaving it to chance, which can kind of like create problems for you in the long run. So that's why there is this issue of namespacing, whereby now, like before, like on line 4, you can actually you can declare a variable called app underscore name, app underscore name, and then equate it to a string. And maybe you can say articles. Yeah. Usually now, when you do something like that, now like in your apps, like okay, now let's just try maybe going to articles.html. So when you go to articles.html, now like that link of the URL that goes to the one on line 30.
Yes.
After you see that quotation, after URL, the one that is starting, yeah.
This one here.
Yeah, at the start of it, just get into the quotations. You can just write articles, the app name we have just written there, articles, then full colon. Yeah, something like that. Because so in no space, no space. Eh? Yeah, so that's kind of like you are actually like name spacing most of your what most of your should I say your URLs, in that even if in the other app there is a URL that actually maybe has a name. Actually, this one is for the URLs. Even if there is a URL maybe in meetups that has
The same URL.
the name article dash detail dash URL, the mere fact that you have namespaced the name app full colon the other one, then it will give you kind of like that. Actually, what I was explaining was for the URLs. For the templates, you have already done it correctly, in that inside the templates there is a subfolder called articles. Yeah, for the templates
Yeah.
actually it's okay. Yeah, what I was explaining was for the URLs, in case there are similar URLs inside the what inside your project. So namespacing them like that will help Django differentiate them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but so far I think your work is really, really nice. You've tried to exhaust most things, and even actually you went a step ahead to kind of like do your own research. Yeah, yeah. So far so good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And do you have any questions on any challenges you were facing?
The one I had, I already asked you about the CSS.
Yeah.
I forgot to
Okay.
show you where I applied the CSS for the form.
Okay. All right.
This is where I did it.
Yeah. Oh,
I,
may.
I, okay, I found it a bit confusing at the start. So that's
Yeah. Well, but actually,
and some videos. So that's how I was able to wrap my head around.
yeah. Actually, also when you look deeper into the generic forms, especially the create view, yeah,
Mm,
you actually don't need the article form. If at all you are sure that
mm,
your models, your models and forms are similar. You
mm.
actually don't, because let's go to views.py. Views.py. In the create view there, you see where you define the form class.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you there is this notion of model forms,
Mm,
whereby the model actually is used to come up with the form.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually have yeah, that one is like that one. Yes, like that one. But also, you don't even have to define the model form itself if at all you're using the create view.
Okay.
Yeah, but that one is for is for you to find out on yourself. But so in the end, actually, you'll even omit the what the what the you'll omit the form class, but when you omit the form class, you'll add another attribute. It's called um, it's called fields. Yeah. Because yeah, it's called fields. Exactly, like that one, like that one on 28. Yeah, because you very much know that you very much know that the dates, usually the dates you have set them to be kind of like be, they will be determined by the system once the object is created. So you don't need to do what to give them values. Yeah. So when you
But now,
pardon,
how do you apply the CSS to this one?
how do you apply CSS to that one? It will actually be rendered. Yeah. It will actually be rendered, and you just apply it because in the HTML it will be rendered, by the way.
Yeah, it is rendered, but then
Eh. I beg your,
CSS to it. So that's
I
how I
beg your
went.
pardon.
That's how I couldn't find how to apply CSS to it. So that's how I now used this one. Mm.
You applied CSS from the form class.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another there is another way to do it, but I'll have, because actually you there are very many ways of adding styles to your forms. You can either decide even to build them out uh, uh, organically, but I'll share those resources later on because I see the presentation is uh, is taking some time. But at least the fact that we are having these engagements back and forth, it also meant, it's also meant to help other people to kind of like at least try to get some understanding on how these concepts are. So this back and forth is not only for Sylvia, but also even the guys coming next. All right. Thank you, Sylvia, for the presentation. I really liked how exhaustive it was. Yes. John, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. You present and start.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have to
Okay.
we have to move fast because
Yes, that's
so
very true.
if I told you, so some things Sylvia did, you don't have to repeat them. Just take us through. For me, at least, I'll identify some things that
Okay.
that are very
Okay.
important. All right.
My screen is on.
Yes, it is on now.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Actually, most of the things have been said, and
Mm.
I've also gotten to learn a lot from the previous presenter.
Okay.
First of all, for a change, you can see this, right?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, this for a change, I wanted to use PyCharm because I
Mm.
had taken really long without opening it. So I
Oh,
said,
okay.
okay, let me see how
Mm.
PyCharm handles Django. And yeah, so
PyCharm is good, but for me, I fear it because it is RAM it consumes a lot of RAM. That's why I fear it a lot. Mm.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's okay if it works for you, then it's okay. Mm.
I just wanted to try it out.
Mm.
So this is my article. Oh God.
Okay.
Okay, this is my article.
Mm.
Yes, you can create an article, you can view it, you can edit it and
Mm-hmm.
delete it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are to create one, so we'll have something here. Let's say uh, book. Okay, book. Okay, it has created. So you see, shows the time in which it created it, and then you can view it. So this is it. You can edit it. Okay, you have this issue that maybe we should talk about. So we can edit it as well. Okay, so you see, that's changed to books for sale. Then we can delete it. It has gone.
Okay.
So that is our simple CRUD. So how I achieved that was before when I started the project, I ran Django, the command to set up the project, which was Django admin start project, and then the project name was called My Web. Yes, after that, it comes with with the folder that has the settings and the inits. Is it appearing there?
Yes, everything is
Oh,
okay here.
oh, okay. So after doing that, in the settings, there isn't so much to do. Okay, yeah, in the settings there is it. So this is almost like the default that comes around. So after creating the project, I did Django start up. Python start up. That command that creates the application. So when that got done, I had to add the application in the settings in the installed apps around here. Okay, so now we have an app which is this. So this is my app structure. It has this URL that is mapped to the URL of the main project. This URL here. Yes. So this links to this. I think then other things that I added in were templates.
Okay.
This was creating, delete, and creating details and listing all of the articles. Then forms was something new I added in. Okay, let's view our views. Okay, before we look at our views, let's look at the main projects URL. So this is it. It has admin and then a mapping to the app.
Okay.
So the name of the app is called, I call it blog.urls. So if you check it, this is what I have. Okay, let's go to the views. I used function-based views
Yes, which is
because
actually very okay. Yeah.
yes, I wanted maybe it's also good to have various solutions.
Yeah.
So I used this is a view to display all the articles. So yes, it gets the articles, which was which is this model that you shared to us in on group. There was nothing much added to it. So yes, it does this, and then calls this template here, which is this HTML, and passes in this data, the article list. Here it is. Okay.
Okay. I
So
see. I see the loops.
yes, this is the loop, and then yes, the fields being called are here, created. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. Then these are the buttons that you saw the other side. So they have, I think Sylvia already explained something of this kind.
Yes, she did.
No, yeah, so no need to repeat. They are similar. Okay, that was to view the list. Then to create, this is what I did. First initialize the form object, which is empty. Yeah, just in case someone hasn't yet entered in data and he hasn't yet clicked the submit button. This from here to, let's say, up to here, let's say it is not visible at the moment. The form should still be able
Be rendered.
to show something, be rendered. Yes. So
Yes.
in other words, from this to that. So in case that feed in some data, so yeah, you get in that data, you populate it from here, and then check if it's valid, and then you save it. And I didn't want them to still see the same data that they have fed in, so I had to to clean it up by calling
Okay.
up this form again.
But wait,
Uh,
maybe what you'd have done there, after
mm,
the form has been saved,
mm,
is to
mm.
redirect the what? To redirect to another what? Another web page. Usually that's what mostly is done. After saving, creating, usually either they go to the list of the list of the list of articles, or they go to the specific detail. Maybe we can try to add that one there on line 20,
What
21.
if I want to maybe, let's say, after hitting that, I just want to display a message on that very page and remain there.
You want, when you want to remain on that page.
Yes, this was the intention. I just wanted to remain on that very page,
Okay.
but clear up everything that was what the user had already filled in.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those details.
but you should also know that usually this is actually not a Django thing.
Okay.
It's just basic web practices that after a form has been submitted,
Mm,
if you stay on the same URL, it's possible to do double submission.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm,
usually what they do is that after an object has been created, it is always
mm,
advisable to redirect, eh?
okay.
to
Mm.
redirect to prevent any chances of double submission of data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's just a food for thought. Yeah,
Okay, it's
yeah.
a good one to take. All right.
I'll try maybe to get the actual extract where they talk about it, but
All right.
it's not a Django thing, it's a web thing.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. The norms, the good. Okay,
Practices. Yeah.
okay, good practices. Then to retrieve. Okay, yes, we finished this. So I didn't show you the URLs. So these are the URLs. I did this from the app. These views. Import the first one. Remember, it was this displaying article, and then you have create article. So we have them here. So we are displaying article, and then I gave them a namespace. Is this a namespace? What is this?
Yeah.
A namespace, eh?
That is the name of
Okay,
that
URL.
part. Yeah.
Okay.
Or
All right.
maybe
That's
can you scroll up line 2? Line
line
2.
here.
Yeah, for line 2,
Eh,
usually if at all your views are very many, then you're going to have a serious workload there
okay.
to import all of them into
Mm,
into the URL. Usually what you do, we actually import the views module itself,
okay.
and then maybe down there on line 11, 14, we actually
Okay.
do views dot that view views dot the actual function, right?
Okay.
But this one is okay because your views were very few. I think they're around five
Yeah.
functions. Yeah, but if there are
Okay.
more, usually it's advisable to import the whole views module,
Mm,
and
mm,
then you just use dot notation to access
okay.
a single view. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
please.
All right. So we had one to display articles, then one to create articles, then the one to go to. Oh, we're going to the one of getting now. Of getting articles. So okay, we're getting now. We are retrieving an article. So I had this. It should take in an ID. Yeah, that means yeah, it takes in an ID, and I used this called what shortcuts. Yes, yeah, I shortcuts.
Yeah.
So I use this shortcut which gets an object or returns a 404 if the article is not available. So it takes in an article, and then this is the field from the this ID is the field from the article, which is being evaluated to or checked against this one,
Okay.
that you give it, yes. Then pass it to the context, and you'll be able to view your details.
Okay.
You'll be able to view this. So you'll be able to call it like this, just and as an object.
Okay.
Okay. Then we go to the updating an article. So in updating the article, I checked if the primary key, if someone has I mean, if this exists, if this section exists, if it exists, try and get that article object. Of course, this still also check and but to return an object.
Okay.
Otherwise, just render an empty one. Okay. Uh, so we populate this article object, for the one from the forms.
Pamwe dakika abiri.
You there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Yes. We populate this. Yes. This is like the data that the person is going to feed in. Or yeah, we populate it, but bearing in mind that the default is got from this from this one here, which is passed into the the instance. So if the request is the post and the form is valid, so go ahead and save. Then you do a redirect.
Yep.
Yeah. So render the form. So then deleting. I don't know if this is the best way of deleting, but you get an object, primary key, and call in this method delete, and then redirect to the home page.
Usually Django adds in an extra HTML template there to ask the person to confirm or not. It's just so that because there is this issue whereby someone may actually just maybe randomly click on the button that they didn't mean to click on. So usually Django puts in that advises you to put in that extra that extra page to ask the person, are you sure you want to delete? Or instead, since you guys are JavaScript ninjas, you could actually maybe bring up a dialog box that is asking the same question. I think that would be better, that asks the person whether they want to or they don't want to. But basically, of course, article.delete is the right method to delete here, but there is that as a usability feature in case for that someone can't delete something unintentionally. Yeah, it is always advised to have in that extra step, extra question.
Then let's first go to update. Yes, for the for the update section, if you notice my templates here on the blog, I didn't have another template called maybe edit.html. I just reused create.html.
Yes.
Just reuse.
Yeah.
Is it a good practice?
It's very good because it's also what we stand for. Not repeating yourselves. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually demonstrated the same feature in using class-based views. Yes, but for me, I was actually using the same template, but also I was using it for update and creating, but also changing some values up there. If it is, because I was passing also the title value, so that up there it shows that someone is going to create, someone or is just updating, or maybe you pass in some value.
Actually, that is what I did change because brings me to my other question. You see, when you are actually last, was it Wednesday, when you had classes? Yes, you had something like this, isn't it, in your entire structure?
Actually, yeah, for me, because you guys,
yes, you had.
Yes, usually
you had something like this.
Usually, what I do for me, I have one template folder in the root of the of the project, and then for each app again, I put the app folder. Now, like I go inside that folder and I create another folder for maybe blog, articles, whichever app I have, but I maintain one templates folder, but which is okay for you guys. You have your templates folders in what in your various apps.
Yes.
it is also okay. It is also okay. Yeah, but usually for me, the reason why I centralize everything at once, yeah, because it gives me a lot of hard work to go inside each app folder to check out the templates. As in, but right now I just go in one template folder in the root, but I just include all that name spacing. All I have to do is go to settings, to the main settings, and I just point this. I just point it to that folder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I have a question. Yes, I have. You see, the reason I created these templates is because just in case I have so many apps, I just want one base one base HTML in which they can all inherit from.
True.
So how do these different apps know about this templates folder? How do you make them know about it?
Now, just go to let me check out your base.html.
It is empty. I didn't put it. Just doesn't have
Yeah.
much.
What you do, you extend it, like
Will it be okay?
okay, after extending it,
Let's say I have yes. I have this one here.
yes, inside there you just put you just, because since it's in the root directory,
Base HTML, yes.
yes, you just start the brackets and then extends. I think extends, then brackets, brackets, base.html, base.html.
Okay.
But then in settings, in
In settings,
settings,
yes.
in settings.py, you have to because in templates you see that folder is empty on line 58.
Yeah, the directory is
Yeah, it's
this.
empty. So what you have to do, you first scroll up. There are some. Okay, no, yeah. First scroll up.
I scroll up.
First scroll up. I'll see how to scroll up on the line. I think it's line 16. You see line 16. 16.
Yes. Mm.
But line 15, it shows you how you can just copy the last bit of line 15. The last bit of line
I
15 starting from base dr.
okay.
Yeah.
Up to here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
copy that and go back to the templates list.
Okay.
Inside
Okay. Here.
inside that list, you paste it there.
Okay.
Then you just change subdir to templates.
Okay. So what will happen to the templates of my individual apps?
All of them will be checked.
They'll be checked, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's a bonus.
Usually, Django, all it does, it checks wherever there is. It's like it will first check this one. If I told you the template you're looking for, usually, because in the templates, actually in the individual template folders you have created, you have created templates, and then inside you have created the another folder for the name of the app. So you'll make it very easy for Django to find it. You get my idea?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, when you go to okay, first go back to your views.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Your views.py.
Okay.
You see now, like on line 52, I've seen, is it line
Line.
52?
Okay.
You
Yes.
see how you're specifying the full path of your template.
Yes. Yes.
So if at all you're doing something like that, blog/create.html. So if Django is checking and it first checks the root templates folder and it sees there is no folder blog, it will leave it. Then it will go and check
Okay.
the individual template folders in the apps.
Okay.
And until it will transverse all of them until it gets you what? Your file. Yeah.
Okay.
As the good thing, you have named properly. Yes. Yeah.
So I want to. Okay. I think let me first do something here. Maybe I'll ask later.
All right.
Okay. I can end here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Really, I've loved these two presentations because each of them has brought out something that the other one didn't bring out. Yeah. The only thing like you have to look into, John, is
Mm.
redirecting. Redirecting. The good thing, there is already under Django.shortcuts there is redirect. Hmm?
Okay. Mm.
And it takes in it takes in the name of the URL, and any other attributes, maybe the ID or something like that. Basically, it just helps you generate a full URL based on the arguments you give it.
Okay.
Yeah, but apart
Great.
from that, yeah, I think I liked your presentation, and
Okay.
yeah. So you try out the
Yes.
extends, try
Yes.
working with
Yes.
the
That's
best
what I'm going
template.
to.
Yes,
Yes.
and yeah, to at least to try to include some template inheritance. Hmm?
Yes. Yes. That's my
Yes.
aim.
Okay.
Okay.
Chitimbo, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Emma.
Are you enjoying the presentations?
Um, I'm enjoying them, but I think I
Hmm.
got the presentation wrongly,
Hey, really?
but I still have something to share.
Okay, yeah, you can present what you have.
All right, let me share my screen.
All right.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
Okay. I think the mistake I made.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're making a blog, so I came up
Mm.
with some logic.
Mm.
Something came in my mind that
Mm.
the person who writes the blog should be
Mm.
the only one who should be able to delete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it kind of confused me, and I ended up sticking to the Python admin
Mm.
in creating the blog. Yes, but
Okay.
also
Mm.
I was on a path of doing exactly what those of John
Mm.
and
Mm.
John and getting a name
Sylvia.
and Sylvia did. Yes, I had
Mm.
some code on that,
Mm.
but let me share what I have.
Okay.
So okay, my site still, if I log through Django admin,
Mm.
here we can add the blog. Let's
Mm.
say this
I,
is
so you went the easy way.
no, it's not the easy way. I kind
Hey.
of got confused
Hey.
because when you presented your model file had a lot of stuff,
Mm.
and what you shared was had only one class. So I got confused, and I was wondering,
Mm.
let me try researching about it.
Okay.
That's when I was finding again things about REST framework.
Mm.
So I was like, maybe I think this is something different. So I decided to go with this, but I'll still make the other one. Then I'll share with you the GitHub link.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's okay,
Okay.
I can go through
Maybe
this.
as you present,
Yes,
maybe
please.
there is a very good plugin. I think it's called Faker. Eh? If at
Yes,
all
I've
you
heard
want to
of it.
if at all you want to generate dummy data,
Yes, I've used
Yeah.
it before.
You have used it before,
Yeah, in
Yeah.
JavaScript.
Okay, okay. Actually, it also works here. As long as you click on it, it must says even in Laravel it is there. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
long as it can help you pre-populate your fields to save you from a lot of typing.
yeah. All
All
right,
right. Continue.
I'll try using it.
Okay.
So for this case, I'd logged in as Reno, so can choose. I'm just going to use some of the data I'd gotten before.
Hmm.
So the title, Slug is just it helps you in IDing the data that you are inputting, so that when you try querying it, it becomes much easier. Then the author, since it is me, comes in whatever I add to the article. Then for this case, I can either publish or keep it as a draft. So let me publish. So when I save, sorry, it's right there. Yeah, let me just give it any other name. This one already exists. Let me just say, just give it Tunga. So when I save it, it gets published. Now, if I come to my blog, or whoever has now access to the blog and doesn't have the rights but wants to read through will get the article published. Since it has limited words, we'll use this one that has some data. So now for this case, you can read more. Now here you get to read more of the information about the article. Then else, yeah, through still the admin here, I can easily delete. So if I want to, let's say, delete the tongue I've just created, I come here to actions, then I delete the selected. I can either choose one or multiple. So if I say this, two posts will come, then I can easily, yes, I'm sure, and delete them. Then to my code, I hope my screen is visible.
You can try to zoom in. Just press Control and plus. Control plus.
Is it visible now?
That's okay. That's okay.
Apologies, the computer I'm using has a bigger screen, so I might
Okay.
have, yeah. So just like the previous presenters had said, I created the Django app, which of course is in the project file, which is my site. So I created the blog app
Okay.
inside which, and then I registered it. Registered it here in settings. Yes, I registered it here in settings. Yes, then from there I go to my models. Sorry. Yeah. So in my models, like I said previously, Slag, this gives a unique ID to the data. It's also another way, as we had shared previously, Django gives automatically gives an ID to your data when you're creating the class of the information.
True.
So also you can use Slag for this case to generate unique IDs. Then I had the author. That's where if you get to my application, you can see this is Reno. Reno is here. Then the date it was published, and then the time. So so for this case we have the author. If at all I get to update the document, it will also update the time. Yes, then the content, that is where you saw the fields where the information that was being written. Then the date when it was created. Then the status, that is where I was showing you either can publish or save it like a draft. This point here.
Okay.
Yeah. Then what else? I think the rest of the team had gone through this. Yes, ordering. So my case, my data is ordered by the date on which it was created. That is where you're seeing this line 22 to 23. This helps me in ordering my information. So the URLs. So here I have the post list. Since I'm generating the list, as you can see, I only have 2 pages here. One showing the overall articles, then the detailed articles. So so I have the one that the path that gets me the list of the articles, then also the one of the details, as you had seen. So I only have 2 of those. What should I do? Okay. Yeah, my views. So in my views, as I said, I have 2 classes. The one that posts the list. Here we're displaying the list, as I said. Of course, with the query set, as I shared before, it's being the data is being arranged. It's being arranged basing on the date on which it was published and the time. So if you can see this, this was published earlier than this.
Okay.
Then this one is the next one that just displays the details of the article. We spoke about the generic class. Yeah, so I utilize it here. Then there's the template name. So for this case, my templates, you'll see I have one that has post details, giving us the details as I want to share with the class.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's minimize this. So to my templates, I used the block templates. So initially, I just created a base HTML template that the rest of the templates will inherit from. So this is just basic Bootstrap HTML. That's basic Bootstrap HTML. So now each of these, the index, the post, the sidebar, I just
We'll
call
implement
them
their own
inside
blog
here.
content.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I would start with the index. Now the index is basically just as you can see, welcome to my blog. You can see here, welcome to my blog. So it's just now these are inheriting the general template. Yeah. So now I separated the list of the articles, also separated the details. Sorry, I don't know what is happening to this. Yeah, I think I deleted the previous one. So yeah, so all these are inheriting from the base template. Then, as you can see, also the post. Now the post. This is now the details screen I was sharing. As you can see, it extends now the base template, which had the general overview of the blog site. Yes, here I was just getting the title of the article, the author, of course the content, then the date it was created. Then for the sidebar is just this this small thing here, just something about the blog. Don't mind about the words. Whoever wants to read the words, I've already pushed
Someone
it to
has
GitHub.
already someone is already laughing.
Yeah, I've pushed it to GitHub. If you want to read through, you can maybe pull. Yeah. So that is it from my blog.
Okay.
Apologies on understanding the question differently, but I want to implement the other part
Act-
also, the other version of it.
Actually, yeah. The good thing actually, it came up, and the thing is, usually, the admin area per se is very good for us developers to populate some data very very fast, but it's
Okay.
once the project is ready to ship to the client,
Yes.
I advise you to at least develop an interface that because when you give a client the admin area, they will have a lot of, let me say, freedom to do things, and they may actually end up they're deleting their useful stuff. Yeah, but when you define a custom admin area for them, yeah, I think it would play a big role. Yeah, so that this whole CRUD. So basically, at least for your project, I enjoyed the fact that you used inheritance very well. Yeah, you really showcased that, which the previous two presenters were lacking. At least you showed that, but based on the other two, yeah, you still have to create the articles, updating the articles and deleting the articles from within the custom user interface, not the admin area. But for the reading, you already finished it. You I like I say, I can see the articles there. Yeah, so yeah, so I think you show us the rest of the work, the corrections on Wednesday. Yeah, but so
All
far,
right.
yeah, so far I at least I like where how you guys are using Django, and yeah, the presentation will continue on